Thank you very much. Thank you very much once again. And let me take this opportunity to welcome you at this channel. And this channel is known as a MATRIC+NATED specialist. And then that is where we are specializing today under the subject that is called geography. The question. So these are the activities. If you can remember, we have said that beef is one of the important that is ensuring the what we call food security. For South African beef industry by Lloyd Philip, which was published in 7 December 2017. In 2016, that is a statistic, South Africa became a net red meat exporter for the first time. So it means we were not allowed to trade meat to outside borders, supplying mainly the cheap beef market. So it means we were prohibited to ensure that in ensuring that we don't provide meat at anyhow. You must ask yourself a question. What about the economic nature? It leaves us on a bad economic nature because of we cannot import and export with the above borders. So it means what we call foreign exchange cannot occur. So it leaves our country on the economic nature. So in 2016, the global red meat market export amounted to 9.44 million tons. Brazilian led the way, exporting to about to 1.85 million tons, or 19.6 as of the total. So this we are just giving the ratio that Brazil and South Africa ranked the 15th at 60,000 tons, or 0.4 in the world. So can you see that difference between 19 and 0.6? So it means Brazil exported more than us. And then it meant that we did not make any exchange and there was no GDP in our country. And then let us look. We are saying recent drought showed how crucial. So the drought, it showed how crucial it was for the country's beef industry to stop focusing on export only a cheap beef. By exporting higher quality beef, our industry can protect itself from shocks that result in reduced profit. It must be noted, however, that with the current high beef price, because of this more demand, the country will be unable to compete against the like of Brazil because it is too expensive and the other top beef exporters. So here we are giving a scenario, but let us go now and look at the questions that follow to say which country has the highest exportation in beef. So from the extract, we would see that we have said that that is Brazil. We have said that that is Brazil. It had the highest, which they add up to 1.8. That quote from the evidence, from the extract, it means from what we have read here. This is an extract growing in South Africa. So we want to know which codes can we ensure that this is indeed growing in South Africa. So we go and check out the code. This is the code they say. This is the code. In 2016, this is it. In 2016, South Africa became the net red meat exporter of beef for the first time. They were at its best. So that is the code that we are talking about. So we can also see it there on the extract. There, here is it. South Africa became the net red export for the first 6.1.3. Explain factors preventing South Africa from being a competitive with other top beef. So we are looking at the factors that the word preventing, it means that these steps South Africa from becoming a competitive with other top beef export to make sure that we solve the problem. So number one is that South Africa is relatively a dry country with 3/4 of the country receiving annual rainfall below 500 milliliters. So we are saying that millimeter. So we are saying the rainfall, it is too low. So that is why now the beef industry is disturbed, or we can say it is due to the infertile soil and due to the soil erosion. So you remember about the fertile soil, there is no plants that they can grow. And then when we are talking about soil erosion, we are saying when the soil is being washed away in large part of the country, which is dominated by slopes along the escarpment. And then we are saying lastly, It can be the lack of a subsidy for the most farmers, leading to cheaper imports from other countries with subsidies for their farmers. So that would be for 6 marks, and then you are getting your marks. And then if we are moving on again, we'll see that we will go to the other activity, which is activity 6.2, whereby we are discussing aspects that are important pertaining what we call sugarcane. And the study below in this pie chart, they show a sugarcane production and answer the following questions. So we are given here to say the sugar estates, they are this percent, 12. The small scale farmers, they produce to 13%, and the large scale growers, they dominate with 75%. So on average, 22 million tons of sugar cane are produced each season from 14 mill supply areas, extending from the North Poland in Eastern Cape through KwaZulu-Natal to Mpumalanga Lowveld. Of them, 49,085 registered sugar cane growers are 47,344 as small scale growers. So this is the number of the small scale, and then this one is registered. Growers mainly on the tribal of the land, who 23,577 delivered cane for crushing in 2004 and 2005, accounting for 11.65% of the total crop. So we are given statistics, and please take note of those statistics. This results in a cash flow of approximately 600 million flowing into the deep rural areas to small scale growers. That is correct. And then let us see the question. And then they say in this question, 6.2.1, name 3 dominant provinces responsible for the majority of cane production in South Africa. So we want those 3 major provinces. And then number 2, 6.2.2, in a paragraph of how many? Of 8 lines. Suggest 4 reasons why small scale sugarcane farmers contribute to less sugarcane production. Why do they produce less of sugar farmers? So why the small scale farmers, they produce less sugar cane compared to the large farmer scale? So those are the questions. Then let us go and look at our answers. We want these dominant provinces. If we are moving on, we would see that those provinces, they are Eastern Cape, KwaZulu-Natal, they produce sugar, and Mpumalanga. So those are your 3 allocation. So we have been asked here to say we must give account into why is a small scale farming produce less sugar compared to the large scale. The reason being, it can be, they said we must write in paragraph, poor replanting rates of trees. The trees that we are planting in rates, they are very poor. And the low levels of education. This tells us very well to say these farmers, they must get formal education, and the government must ensure that they learn more on plantation and crops, the agriculture as a whole. That is how you are explaining. And then we've got the high cost of inputs as the major aspect. And then we have upward adjustment of the minimum wage, lack of capital injection from financial institution, like the government must support these small scale and big farmers to ensure that there is production of the beef and there is a production of the sugar. And then we are saying extreme climate events due to unstable climate conditions, which they will disturb the germination of sugar in all these 3 provinces. So the 4 of those should have resulted in 8 marks. Then I want us to go again to activity 6.3. I want us to go and answer 6.3. And then if we are going to 6.3, we would see that here we are talking about the maize. Please take note that we are talking about the maize. And maize, it remains one important aspect because this is a staple food. No, up to 90% of the household in South Africa, they rely on maize, the meal that we eat at as a pap or a soft porridge. We are saying record of maize. This is the total maize production from 2010 to 2017 in million tons. Okay. And then here we've got different years and how these crops germinated. So it's very important for you to read first the graph or the extract that is given, and then this is 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17. And then these are the numbers that it germinated. They say to earn a foreign capital and support local maize prices for sustainable production, South Africa needs to export as much as 45 million tons of maize. So this is what is needed according to SAGIS up until 25 August 2017. So this was the approximation. A total of 1,103 million tons had to be exported. So it means that these were to be exported and to go to the other countries. And then keep in mind that the marketing season only ends in 30 April 2018. So in 2010, we can see that the number there it was 12.82, and then we have 2011 that was a decrease 10.36, and then we had 2012 12.12, and then we had 2013 11.81, and then we are having a 14.25. We're having 2015 9.96, and then we are having 2016 7.78. We're having 2017 14.32. So this is the statistics that is given. Let us go and check. And then we are given a question to say, why does South Africa has to export maize? We want it for 1 mark reason. And number 2, we want in which years did South Africa experience its lowest and highest maize production? We can answer it now. So we are saying the lowest, it can be 7.78, which is, it was 2016, and the highest was 2017, which is 14.32. So we'll see those ones. And then we are saying, if ever we are moving again, suggest 2 possible reasons for the demand for maize by foreign countries. Why they are demanding to say South Africa should have a relationship and export this maize. So let us go and check our answers. And then we have said that the lowest was in 2016 based on the graph, and the highest was in 2017. So these are the 2017 is here, and then 2016, you can see the years there. And then we'll go again. As we are checking, we are saying the answer to this, it can be 6.3.3. Stable diet for many South Africa. So it means that this maize is a staple diet for African countries. South Africa produces high quality maize compared to the other countries, used as an additive in the production of other foods. And then maize is supplied at an affordable price, the affordability. The climatic factors are not conducive for production in foreign countries. So the other countries, they cannot plant maize at all, which can be the reason. So remember the question, I was saying we must suggest 2 possible reasons why there is a demand. Why do they want a South African maize in foreign countries? And those were the reasons. So I'm saying, good people, ensure that you are studying as far as possible. You are asking questions on our comment section. And then for me and my class, we are saying thank you very much. And then tune again for the other activity. Have a good